it going, guys?
I'm Bradford.
I'm Alexandra.
I'm Nellie the mom.
Brad the dad.
And today we are going to be doing another one of those church e-worship things.
Yep.
Part 2. So if you haven't seen the first one, you can go check that out before you watch this one. But before we get into the video, make sure to subscribe and give a huge thumbs up. So, what are we going to be doing today, Mom?
Well, I'm really excited because this is what we're going to do. Well, before we do this, let me ask you a question. What is one holiday that's celebrated during this time? Let's say like in April. Can you think about it?
April?
Yeah. What do you think? Can you guys think?
Well, it's not Christmas.
Right.
Not
What do you think?
4th of July.
No.
Not
Easter. They're taking too long
of
to
course.
think, right? So let me ask you guys a question. What do we do as a family? A tradition that we do every Easter. Alexandra, do you remember?
So we work with another church, and then we put on a play or a drama about Jesus' death and his time on earth, and it's very nice. Yeah.
So what do we do in the drama? I mean, can you talk about it?
Yes. So we all are dressed up from that time period as characters in the Bible. It doesn't have to be anyone specifically named in the Bible, just like a bystander who was watching, and we all talk about how Jesus influenced our lives and what he did on earth when he was there, and it's very interesting. Yeah.
Movie.
Exciting, yeah. I mean, I remember last year I was actually almost in tears when I was doing my part. I was playing Martha, and you remember the story of Lazarus, Martha, Mary, and one day I'll share that with you. And as I was sharing my testimony, and we all get dressed up like the Bible times, and so it's pretty cool. And we serve food. There are a lot of people who come, and then we serve Middle Eastern food. And it's just cool. The whole place is decorated like Jerusalem or something, right? I mean, lights and everything. We even do little traditional dances, and it's just the best thing. But I'm sad we couldn't do it this year. In fact, we even went for a practice, and we couldn't do it because of the coronavirus thing. What do you think, Bradford, we can do now that we can't do that or go to any church? How can we still keep that tradition alive?
Well, instead of doing it where there's a lot of people, like big place, and it's a lot of people that is more chance of getting sick for coronavirus, we can do it maybe in a smaller area and still have fun, act something out, or maybe
Even do it in our home.
yeah,
maybe.
or any place. That's
Right, and I think it can bond us as a family, and yet we can laugh and goof around and yet do something fun. So, Daddy, let me ask you the question. So there is a story in the Bible. I mean, it's one of our favorite stories about Jesus dying for us and then rising, the resurrection. That's my favorite part. And so we did ask some of our friends, what are their thoughts about life after death? So we won't take much time, but if you guys can read really quickly, and we'll start with Daddy first. What did some of our friends say about what are their thoughts about life after death?
So Cousin Lucas says he feels life after death is either heaven or hell. Cousin Lane feels life after death. He will go to heaven and be a butterfly, and then of course there's an emoji like this, and then also I have Cousin Becca. She says going to the afterlife, and then Cousin Abby says my soul goes to heaven.
Okay. I mean, it's great to hear that kids are all thinking about it.
Right.
I think it's awesome.
So next we have Katie or Cadence, and she thinks that she'll go to heaven one day because Jesus loves her, and that was her promise.
How about, I think you have two other kids.
And then Avery, who's 7, does not say.
No, she said she's scared.
That was about the coronavirus.
No, that's a
Sorry. So she's scared because she doesn't know what's going on. So that's what she thinks about death. Yeah, it can be scary. Yeah, death is scary. And Amelie says Jesus will come back, so she doesn't have to be sad.
Oh, and she's 4. I like that. I think the younger you are, the less worry you have. All right, Bradford.
Azalea said, I believe that heaven is a real place and that with God in our lives we can be saved and get to that perfect place we all long to be.
And Azalea, I think, is 16, and so she has a more mature view. I think that's cool. All right.
And Noah said, we go to sleep until God comes back.
Okay, Noah is 12. All right.
And then Caleb said, I think that nothing happens. We are asleep.
Yes. So, and I remember, again, Donald and Lionel, their answers are on my phone, and we're using my phone for videotaping this, so I can't just read it verbatim. But they said along that line, as Azalea said, that when we die, we're sleeping, and the next thing we know when we open our eyes is when we see Jesus's face, and that's when Jesus comes to take us to heaven. So one of my favorite Bible stories is about Jesus, and you know, Jesus loved us so much. He loved the children when he was here on earth, and kids would just all come around him. He'll do fun activities with them, tell them stories, and go on walks with them to the mountain, and you know, all these fun things. So, but Jesus, people just didn't like him because he was good. He was doing good things, and there were bad people. They just put him to death. They crucified him on the cross, right? Put nails through his hands. That's how they killed him. And after that, they buried Jesus in a grave. In this day and age, when a person dies, you put them in a casket, right? You lower them in the ground. But during the time when Jesus was here, they wrapped him up like a mummy with fabric all around when he died, you know, and then they put him in a cave. That's the way they would bury them.
They called it a tomb.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It looks like a cave, but they called it a tomb.
Exactly. And then they had to bring, what did they bring to cover that tomb?
A big stone. They rolled it to cover it.
Yeah, and I think it was heavy, right? I mean, because from the pictures I see it, they had to be a bunch of strong men who all had to work as a team. And so they put Jesus on the grave on what day?
Friday late afternoon.
His friends were obviously very sad, crying and everything. And then on Sunday morning, there were some ladies who went, you know, Jesus had a lot of followers, you know, they called them disciples. They were mostly men, but there were some ladies too who followed him and listened to him and wanted to do good things. So
And disciple comes from the word discipline.
Really?
Same root word.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
No, it's a good thing you shared. So anyway, so these ladies go to, they're like, oh man, Jesus, they buried him, they wrapped him up, and we didn't anoint his body. We didn't put the, you know, these days when someone dies, they kind of bathe them, clean them, do things like that. They didn't get to do that to Jesus because the bad guy just quickly put him down and they buried him. So these ladies are like, oh no, we didn't get to do this. Let's go to the tomb and clean Jesus's body, put some, what, perfume or herbs,
Oil.
whatever,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Spices, oil. So anyway, so they're rushing, they go to the grave, and then they see the stone is not there. They're like, oh no, they stole his body. So these ladies were just feeling horrible. And so they go there, and when they go in the grave, they see a person sitting there, and the person's face was glowing. He was wearing white, and he was folding this fabric. And they look at the fabric, it looked like what Jesus was wrapped with. And then they look around, they don't see Jesus's body. So the ladies goes, Master, or I don't know who you are, but you know, our friend, Messiah, Master, right? He was buried here. Did you hide his body? And this person who was sitting there was an angel. And he says, no, he told you already that when he will die, on the third day he will be raised. So he's not here. He is risen. Oh, the ladies were so happy. You can find the rest of the story in the Bible. Share with us what passage it is found in. I know it's found in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, right?
Right.
All of them. You can even Google it. You guys are smart. But these stories are all in the Bible, so it's pretty cool. Why are you guys laughing at me? Here, I'm enjoying telling you stories.
Because you said if you're smart, you go to Google.
Oh, I thought you were laughing because she said something else.
But
That the angel folded the clothes, which maybe the angel did. I don't know. Maybe the angel was the one
Oh,
who folded
yeah.
the clothes
Yeah.
of Jesus.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
But
Jesus.
interesting thought.
Maybe Jesus just came out of it and then just folded it
Interesting.
himself.
Yeah.
Interesting.
well, the point of the story is Jesus has a power over death. He is
yeah.
able to resurrect himself. He's going to do the same to all of us. All of us, when we die, don't feel bad. because when Jesus will come in the clouds of heaven, we will all be resurrected. Because when you're dead, you don't know anything. You're just, it's not like, oh, I know I'm,
I'm dead.
Right, or
It's kind of sleep, kind of like sleep.
right, exactly. Yes, it's a deep sleep. I mean, you're gone. Your body deteriorates and everything. But when Jesus comes, your body will be made whole, new, and you'll come see him, and you're going to go to heaven. It's going to be awesome. So we need to live our life, give our lives to Jesus, and because he washes us clean every day, even if we mess up or do bad things. Just come to God, ask him for forgiveness. He will forgive you. And not only that, what will he do? He will just help us, right, to be better, right? I mean, because when you accept Jesus, you're not the same person anymore.
Yeah, he makes this life so much better when we
Yes.
follow him.
Any final thoughts, guys? I know I've been talking too much.
No, I think what you said is pretty good.
Yeah. All right. If we have time, we're going to end with a song, maybe by the Moyers. They're our good friends, and we are so thankful that they're singing for us.
All right, until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Wonderful, merciful Savior, precious Redeemer and friend. Who would have thought that a lamb could rescue the souls of men? Oh, you rescue the souls of men. Counselor, Comforter, Keeper, Spirit we long to embrace. You offer hope when our hearts have hopelessly lost the way. Oh, we hopelessly lost the way. You are the one that we praise. You are the one we adore. Give the healing and grace our hearts always hunger for. Oh, our hearts always hunger for. Almighty, infinite Father, faithfully loving your own. Here in our weakness you find us, falling before your throne. Oh, we're falling before your throne. You are the one that we praise. You are the one we adore. You give the healing and grace our hearts always hunger for. Oh, our hearts always hunger for. You are the one that we praise. You are the one we adore. You give the healing and grace our hearts always hunger